Hi guys, I keep meaning to vlog kind of what I'm doing in my garden, and I kind of keep not picking up the camera because I think, oh, I'm just doing little bits here and there. So I thought that I will just do the little bits here and there, but just pick up my camera and then kind of edit it all together for you, and hopefully it'll be interesting. So I'll turn you around and I'll show you what I've got. So this is my current setup in the conservatory. And out there, if you can see, I've got a little 2 metre by 1 metre vegetable patch, which I'll show you another time. It's April, what is it, 6th or something today, but I'll just show you what I have in here. I think this is the first tray I planted, and some of these I've repotted so they're kind of empty cells. These are all carrots. Now, I'm not sure if I made a mistake with the carrots because I've also heard that you should direct sow these, but I thought, well, since I've sown them, I will try and transplant them and just see what happens. But I've also got some other seeds that I'm going to transplant straight into the vegetable patch outside. And then I've got some more tomatoes here as well. This tomato plant's doing pretty well. This one's just sprouting up. And I have this lovely tomato plant that did really well as well that I already have transplanted into a bigger pot. And then here are some poppy flowers. Again, I think I made a mistake with that in thinking that I could plant them in a seed tray. I think I should have planted them directly, but again, I'll just see what I can do. In these cells are sweet peas, and these haven't come up. This one has, and this one has, and so the ones that have come up I've transplanted here, and these are doing really well. These are my 3 ones that have done really well, but I was kind of hoping for at least 6 because I wanted to make a sweet pea teepee. And these are dahlias. Again, these are the ones that haven't grown, but I have 2 here that have grown really well and that I've transplanted. And these are dahlias as well, 2 that are growing really well that need transplanting soon. And this one was some old seed that on it just says butterfly flowers. I don't really know what that is, or one of these has grown, so I'll try and plant that and see what happens. Then I've got these 3 big sunflowers, and this was the next tray I planted, and so I've got 3 dahlias here. So altogether I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dahlias, and also under here I did a bulb dahlia, so that's coming through as well. So I should get lots of dahlia flowers in my kind of country flower garden. And then I did the same thing, kind of made the same mistake with the poppies. This is cosmos. And then I planted some more sweet peas that I think one of these grew, the other 5 aren't yet growing. And this is the most recent tray that I did last week, I think. So here is some strawberries, this row, which none of them have been popping up yet. And then I did another row of sweet peas because they needed to be transplanted, and we've got 2 coming up here. And then this row is leeks. So there's 1, 2 little leeks, and I think actually there's 1 coming in just there as well. So I'm kind of hopeful for that. And then in the polytunnel outside, I think I've done a row of peas, and I've done the shallots, and I've done a third of the spinach, and I'm going to do a third in April and a third in May. Today I'm going to look at my seeds here and try and come up with a better plan and some dates for when things need to go in the ground. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at these seeds. Some I've planted, some are half full, some are not even started, and look what I need to do when. So one of the mistakes that I made is not realising that the packets that say F1 are kind of like hybrid models, which kind of, I don't really understand it, to be honest, I haven't looked into it, but it means they're more expensive, and it also means that sometimes you get like just less than 10 seeds in a pack, and that's what's happened with this. I've only got 3 strawberry seeds left, so we'll try and plant some of those in April, and by then I'll still have time to probably buy some from the shop if none of them seed. I know for next time. So it says on the packet for the carrots that you can sow them under glass and plant indoors, but it says that you don't transplant, so I don't know whether you can plant them in containers indoors and keep them in containers and just move them out. I'm not really sure. And then I need to make a little bit of a plan for when to transplant these, but my dinner's ready now, so I'm going to go and do that and leave that here, and I will make a plan of when to transplant them another time. Hi guys, I'm out by my vegetable patch today, and it's a bit drizzly, so I'm going to kind of do this job quickly, but it needs doing because it's already approaching mid-April. And in here I kind of have a plan for this. At the moment we have peas growing here. Let me turn it around and then I'll show you. So we have some peas growing here, and I think I've got 5 peas growing. And then we have spinach planted over here. I'm not sure if this is the start of a spinach, but nothing else that I've planted there has come up. And I also have some shallots planted in this section, but again, like, those are just weeds. I don't think those have come up. So today I'm going to transplant my carrots into this row here and then give it a good water because it's quite dry. Before, there was a polytunnel just over there, but I bought one that was way too small, and what I actually needed was netting, because we just get the birds digging up all the seeds in the plant. So now I've got the netting, hopefully that'll be enough protection. We're going to plant the carrots now, and then I'll show you once I'm done, because I'm not going to be able to hold the camera and do it. I haven't got a tripod, so I'll just get those in the ground and then show you. Okay, so there they are, nicely dug in. I'm going to give them just a nice water in. Apparently they don't transplant very well, and they already look like they're sort of looking a bit sad and falling down, but we'll just see how they do. Okay, so today is the 13th of April. What I'm doing today is just transplanting the dahlias and one tomato plant into bigger pots because they were getting too big for the seed trays, and also getting rid of the kind of modules that didn't grow any seed. I planted some sweet peas like here that haven't grown, so I'm going to get rid of those as well. But I've just done this tray at the moment, and what I'm going to do is plant some spinach, shallots and kale in here. Now, all of these seeds say to direct sow outdoors, but when I'm looking on YouTube and things like that, it's actually just telling me to plant them in seed trays, and that seems to be what everyone has done. And I've not really had success growing the spinach yet outdoors, so I'm going to try and propagate them in the conservatory and then plant them outside over there in my behind that chair, my veg patch over there. So that's what I'm doing today. I always find it quite interesting to see what the seeds look like, because this is the kale seed, but I kind of thought it'd look similar to the spinach seed, which is in there, but it is actually quite different. They're kind of round, tiny little balls. So I'm just going to water those in. And one of the things I was going to say as well that I forgot to say earlier is one of the mistakes I made with the seed trays first time round is not compacting the soil. So it means that when I've tried to get the things out that I need to transplant, either outdoors or into bigger tubs, it's really hard to get out because it's not compacted and it just kind of falls apart. And I think it's also kind of better for the plants because it means that they then kind of have a bit more support. So when I'm putting the soil down, I'm just pushing, before I put the seeds in, just really pushing it down, and it kind of makes it neater and then easier to get out afterwards. Okay, so I've been in the garden an hour and a half now. I've done way more than I planned to do. I was just gonna potter and do bits and bobs, and then an hour and a half later I've done a lot. So what I'm going to do is turn the camera around and just show you what I've planted inside, what I've done outside, and then I'm going to end this vlog here and probably do a part 2 because it's already quite long. So let me do that now. Okay, so here is the inside, and mainly what I've done is transplanted some of my dahlias, as I've said, and I've planted some Cosmos Purity in this row. I've done 2 more tomatoes here. These 3 tomatoes are growing quite nicely. And then I've done spinach, shallots and kale here. And then I have, what else have I done? I have grown their Cosmos Lemonade here, and a couple more dahlias there. Dahlias, sorry, I keep saying dahlias. And that's all I've done inside, really. Then outside, this is just my one vegetable patch. I haven't got any more because I didn't want to overwhelm myself. And what I've done is transplanted the sunflowers into the ground here, and I've also dug up and planted seeds into the ground. So I'm hoping nothing will come and dig those up and eat them. Kind of hoping the bees will come into these sunflowers and it will help pollinate the tomatoes and pollinate the veg that I'm growing in here. And in here so far, we've got carrots growing here and peas growing here, and then at the back I think that's one single spinach, but as I said, I've planted spinach inside now because I think it'll work better there. And over here I've planted shallots, but again I've planted them inside now because I think they'll do a bit better. And in this row will be a row of strawberries, but they are growing indoors too. So I think that's going to be the end of part 1. Let me turn you around again so I can see you. yeah, sorry, the sun's right in my eyes. But that's going to be the end of part 1 because it'll be way too long otherwise. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've got any advice, please let me know. And I will do a part 2 of what I'm going to do next.